engineering team. So what we also wanted to do is a couple of things. So I want to explain, clarify, but also give you a little bit of the background in terms of why we're very proud of this unit and why we selected it, which is, you know, it's an integrated. I think you heard that it has, unlike many integrated, it's got a lot of foundation to it. So if we think back on our high-res sources, what we played, you know, I think hopefully you saw that it's a rather impressive unit in one box that delivers very similar level of foundation that you would have in traditional separates. The other thing is with its asynchronous USB DAC, it'll do PCM at 24.192, it'll pass DSD, so it does all of that. We decided to add Clarify, which is a Harman proprietary technology, for one simple reason. If you came over to my house and presume that I have a pretty high-end system, right? You might not necessarily have a high-res file for me, but you've got some great music. You say, hey, Bob, you know, check this out. And it could be 64 bits, right? It could be 128 or what have you. It typically would be. And whether it's a Spotify and iTunes download, the fact is, and this is to a question I think one of you gentlemen asked, would a guy with a $100,000 or a $200,000 system play low res through it? And the answer is absolutely, because even guys like me that have a sort of unlimited access to systems, right? I still love music, and my friends come over and they say, hey, check this out. And I'm not going to say I don't want to listen to that because it's not in, you know, I didn't pull it off HD tracks, or HD tracks didn't have it, right? So what we've done is we've implemented it here as part of what we call sort of the Swiss Army knife of this first unit. Now, the first thing is that if you're a purist and you say, God, I'm concerned it's in the signal path, you can press a button and don't worry about it. But the fact of the matter is that what we found is everyone will leave it on, because as you go from 64 all the way to 16-bit 44.1 Redbook, it does less and less, and then it shuts itself off automatically. So it's totally non-intrusive at Redbook and above. In fact, it's not even there, right? It's not in the signal path. And if you don't want it at all, you can just shut it off. So it's a very specific application as a convenience and as an enhancement if you are playing low res. But the fact is if you never do it, it's there, and at a $12,000 price, whether it's there or not, I think we've priced the unit given all the things that it does very, very well. So this was an added, you know, implementation that we did, very specific for this type of unit. And what we found is that, you know, a lot of guys with a lot of good systems actually do play low-res files through them and want the ability. But it's certainly not the way we would test the system. We would test the system for a pure demonstration for, you know, educated audiophiles using our high-res sources, which Todd has been doing before. But I thought it was important that we also say, let's see what happens with Clarify in a low res, so that there's no mistake if someone reads a blog that says, you know, Mark Levinson takes a fancy DSP and is now running all the audio through the system. That's not how it's working. It's a very specific purpose, but it's there or not there as you choose.